Hello ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to HobbyKing.com. My name is Stuart and I'm here excitedly to present to you a brand new release for HobbyKing. This is the H-King Reno Aces P51 Galloping Ghost. The Galloping Ghost represents the first of a mini-series that we're kicking off at H-King. It starts with the P51, then there are two others coming this year as well, all in the similar form. These are 1 meter or 40-inch span models. These are for Forest 2200s. They're for hand launching. They have 4 9-gram digital servos installed and they're running on 40 amp speed controllers. There are options with this model, and later on in the series, with the mini series, there'll be options for those models too. But on the Galloping Ghost specifically, if looking at it right now, you will see the first option is quite obvious, the canopy. Now, this is basically comes down to indecision on my part. There's a clear canopy available and there's this beautiful gold looking canopy. Both are included in the box because I couldn't decide what one I wanted to provide with the model, so I provided both. So you choose, do you want the gold or do you want the clear? If you have the clear, you can of course put a little pilot in there in your wish. And then the other option, there's the stock motor, which is 1070 kV, and then there is what I'm terming the Pro motor. This is a higher kV, 1160 kV. Now, when I say Pro, I don't necessarily mean professional because, okay, this is my day job and I get paid to fly these models, but I don't necessarily call myself quote unquote a professional pilot. That would be silly, we're flying models after all. However, let's refer to it as proficient, and in that regards, if you're a proficient pilot and you like speed, then you could definitely consider the optional Pro option. And the reason is, this is a hand launch model, and when you launch it, even on the stock setup, it torques a little to the left. It does it just that much more so on the Pro setup. Nothing to worry about if you've got some experience or if you are a proficient flyer. But what we're going to do in this flight review, we're going to take you through the stock setup, and we're also going to give you an overview of the Pro setup, just so you can see the difference in speed and how to handle those options in flight. Now, the other thing I mentioned, this is a H-King model, and I just want to touch on that because I know that we have a lot of brands. You've got Durafly, Avios and Kingcraft, just for planes, for example, but also we've got H-King. Now, H-King, for those of you that don't know, H-King is our brand that allows us to take on board projects that weren't initially conceptualized within the belly of HobbyKing as a company itself, but they've come from suppliers. They've said, look, we've got this product, what do you think of it? Would you like to take it on? Or a trusted supplier of ours might dust off a model from some dark corner of their factory somehow and present it to us and say, hey, what do you think of this? With this mini-series, it's kind of a combination of those events. I got hold of each one of the models and I flew it and I thought, okay, well, these are very good models, but they could do with more speed, they could do with more strength. And essentially what I was able to discern is that it had a lot of potential, even at that point. And then we really got to work with realizing that potential, and it took some time, but what you're seeing now is finally a realization of that potential. And the great thing about this Mustang is also, look, if I take this off first of all, one of the great features, first of all, is the hatch. The hatch comes off like this. That allows you to get immediate and really good access to the inside. These are the rudder and elevator servos that I mentioned previously. This has also been substantially strengthened. This is a fast model. Definitely it's not EFX fast, and it doesn't have the finesse of the Durafly EFX, but it is fast, and it also slows down really well, and it's actually a very capable flyer at those slower speeds also. Now, with the hatch off, you'll see that it's got a lot of strength and reinforcement with additional foam, longerons, and there's carbon in here, and there's extra plywood as well. So it's a very solid airframe. It's also got a very thick section, and that alludes to the excellent slow flying performance that I talked of before. Under the cowl, you've got a very strengthened motor box, and at the front of that, you've got the 40 amp speed controller mounted. But because of where it's mounted in the position that it's at, it's great weight distribution, and that's important because what that means is that when you're putting in your 2200, you don't have to push it all the way to the front. You can just put it approximately there to get to the CG, which is approximately 65 millimeters from the leading edge, and there you go, you've got a much more convenient model to get flying. Speaking of flying, this is a hand launch model, and I'll show you just how easy it is to launch. I know there's some of you out there that may be worried about hand launching, but you saw with the EFX, it's very easy to do, and there's nothing to worry about. It's the same principle of this. Underhand launching is the way to go, and it works very well. Assembly of the model, it's very straightforward. You get the box, it's a one-piece wing, you have the tail plane that just slides in, and there's two foam pegs that you pop up there, and that's the horizontal stab installed. If you wish, you can glue that as well, and then you just connect up and do your final adjustments on your servos and your control systems. There is a quick setup guide provided in the box. This is something we're going to be providing with all models now, but if you really need the full manual, it is available online and on the listing for this product. Okay, so we've pretty much covered most things with the Galloping Ghost now here on the bench. What I've got to show you now is just how well it performs. So we're going to try with the stock supply motor, and then we're also going to give you a flight on the Pro motor just to show how much faster that is, but also how to handle this faster setup, because it does need some consideration when you're launching it. This is all going to be on the stock 2200 4S, which I know many of you have got. Very popular battery, and it'll be a perfect model for this size of battery. And you'll see exactly what you get in the tin with the H-King Galloping Ghost from HobbyKing when we go out right now and do the flight review. Okay, traffic's clear from Schiphol. The wind is pretty much non-existent. Now we're launching this model. You can see where I'm holding. This is how I hold it. Underarm launch. This is how I recommend you launch it, and you pretty much want to hold it on the CG. When you launch it, you want to launch it slightly nose up and slightly tilted to the right. That will counter any rotational torque, and you want to launch it about 2/3 throttle on the stock setup. I'll show you in just a second. Also, one other key feature that I forgot to mention at the beginning there, it is a belly lander, and as such it has reinforced, do it with my finger, not the transmitter. She shut up now. It's got reinforced fuselage and wings in those contact areas. So you've got a belly pan here, skid pan here, and then you've got the wing covers, the servo covers on the wings to stop those servos from snagging. So that works really well. Actually, landing this thing is a real dream. You'll want to just launch it and land it again, because it lands like a knife on butter. Super smooth. We'll show you. Anyway, first of all, before we land, we have to launch. Now, rather unfortunately, I'm launching somewhat into the sun. I've done this before, so it should be fine. So again, slightly nose up, slightly to the right, and about 2/3 throttle. You ready? Okay. There we go. Now I caught it on the elevator. How's that looking on camera?
Got it?
Yeah. Just make sure it's trimmed, bring it round. Now, of course, typically, if you're flying at a club, you can get your friend or your club mate to launch it for you. I just wanted to demonstrate that if you're in a bind and you're on your own, or your spotter is too far away and you want to get up and fly, you can launch it yourself really easily. Now look at this. This is hands off, no trim, half throttle now. Grooving really nicely. What do we call this model? Do we call it a like a warbird racer? Do we call it a pocket fighter? Do we call it I don't know, what was the other words that we were thinking of these words earlier, what we might call it. Doesn't matter what you want to call it. What it definitely is a very versatile and a very fun aircraft. Climbing. Now look at that. It is climbing. It's maintaining that climb. How's that on camera?
Got it?
Okay. But what you get the speed and you get climb. This is full power now. It's doing those nice tight turns like a Reno racer really nicely. I'm going to do a figure of 8 low now. But it's not so fast that torque's an issue. And that's why I preferred this as the stock setup. So I'm going to have to slow things down a bit actually for camera then. How's that looking now?
That's a lot better, thank you.
Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do then, because the camera's struggling in this light and with the colour scheme, I'm going to fly lazy figure of 8s. First of all, I'm going to show you really super low and super slow, because it does that really nicely. And then we'll get more speed on the next flight. Look at that, holding, more power, doesn't stall. My timer's going to beep there. How was that looking?
Nice.
Nice, okay. I think I'll explore aerobatics and the flight envelope a bit more on the next flight. And I'm going to come in, do a loop, ignore the timer because I know I've got more time on that. Let's see if I can just shut that timer up a second. Reset timer. Right, loop at full power and level. Nice big loop. Really, really cool. I'm going to roll out of that. This is all low rate. But it's quite small and it gets small quickly at the speed, so I do like bringing it in closer. Let's bring it in close again. Okay, yes, we're calling it Reno Aces. Reno because it's in a Reno scheme, Aces because it's a warbird. But you've got to enjoy flying it like this. All right, full power climb out and pull up. Tracks so well. I'm going to keep going around really, really nicely. Now I tend to go into mid rates for landing. I've been flying low rates all the time pretty much for this flight. Look at this, look at this. Now I'm going to see how close I can bring it. You just flare, flare, flare. Oh, that's the bread and the butter, and that was beautiful. Really, really super smooth. See what I mean? It's just a lot of fun to land. It's really, really nice. It tracks well and it grooves. So now we're going to show you make this safe. Engine off. We're going to show you now the Pro setup. Get a bit more performance and speed on this. It's an optional motor that you can purchase. If you want fun but with a bit more speed, we've got that option for you too. So let's take this cowl off quickly, put that motor in, and then we'll have some more faster fun with the Galloping Ghost. Alright, so here we are with the Pro version. This is high kV, almost 100 kV higher, I think, or approximately 100 kV higher. Now with this you will get more speed for sure, but nothing comes for free. The trade-off there is that it has more rotational torque. You'll notice that when you launch and also when you're flying along straight and then apply power, especially if you do it too quickly, it will just torque a little bit to the left. So here you want to hold, be mindful of that and hold even more of a little bit more to the right, and you don't need so much power. So before the sun sets, let's give it a go on the Pro motor. Ready?
How much throttle are you going to give it?
Well, probably about 2/3. It was 3/4 on the first motor, and this is about 2/3.
Right.
Okay, ready? Got it. Sorry, I slipped again on the throttle, but I did the wise thing and I throttled down. So you can see it's got quite a bit more power. Let's go full speed now. But it still grooves. I probably would recommend, if you're running the Pro, you can launch it by yourself, but get a friend to do it. It's that much more relaxing. Full power Pro motor. There we go, it is definitely grooving more. How's that looking on camera now?
Very nice.
Full power Pro setup. Woohoo! I love this model. I think you guys are going to love this too. Let's do the full power climb. How's that now?
Nice.
So that's Pro climb, and you can see I haven't stopped it yet. Let's go into a bit of a spin as we're here.
It's so high up I lost it. I got it
really?
again.
There you go, lazy speed spin of sorts on low rate setting. But of course you can still slow it down. I haven't applied power yet. Now I'm applying power. And at this speed, what's really nice is that extra channel. You got the rudder, of course. Don't forget that you have a rudder. Now I'm going to bring it round to turn the model to the left now. I'm holding just a pinch of elevator and then using a bit of rudder. But you know what, this thing, it's a racer. Galloping Ghost. Let's go fast. Pull hard and turn. It will do it all day long. Let's get a roll in there. Got some aerobatics. I like knife edging from the right to the left. That's half power. And bring it round again. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I kind of missed it there, but you get the idea. You'll do it really well. Try again now. Do a little cheeky high rate roll this time. Nice, and again. Nice, how was that?
Good.
Fast for you or okay?
No, it's good.
Okay. Do that knife edge again. Nice.
That's it.
Yeah, there we go. Do another roll. So this is high rate for you guys. Okay. Ooh, nice. And I'll do one coming this way. Get my turn in low rate, otherwise it will soon turn on me. Okay, so this is high rate roll in the opposite direction. Woohoo! And looping, massive loops. Look at the size of that. Woo! Actually, I'm gonna cut off the power and roll out and do a, what's that called, a Cuban 8?
Yep.
And this, yeah, okay, the Pro, if you can get over the rotational torque, it will give you extra rotational torque on launch. So you perhaps want a friend to help you launch rather than on your own. If you can get over that and you're a more proficient pilot, for sure the Pro setup is a really fun setup. But if you want to, just good speed at high power, then the stock speed is just fine. But both of them fly so nicely. I want to see if I can get a really nice low shot for you guys. The sun is just gone below the horizon. It's time to land. How's that looking on camera?
Beautiful.
I don't lose my perception of it. Oh, there's grass there, grass there, grass there. Woohoo! So I'm gliding now, and then see, it gives a little bit of a booty shake. You notice it more in a dive, not a great deal. Oh, it grooves so well. Full power now. Whoa! And it can handle the G's too. Whee! I think it's about time I land, right?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, just show you guys the stall. Didn't show you that. Right, take it up, take it up, take it up. I'm in high rates now. Can you see that on camera?
Got it?
Alright, I am full up, full up, full up into wind. And
It's already stalling.
there. I can't stall it. Sorry, we've done too good of a job. Just can't stall the thing. So what that translates into is that now I want to do that silky smooth landing. Bring it round. It's a bit chilly now, the sun's going in. Gold canopy helps in these low light conditions. Whoa, not yet. Low light, right, flare, flare. I want to do that again. I can do a better landing than that. I was in high rates and I lost my orientation a bit there in the low light. All right, let's do it now. You ready? Coming in. It does glide really, really well. So you can do like an S approach, and you can bleed off the speed by turning in your approach. No problem with that. Let's do that nice smooth landing now. Flare, flare. Oh. Oh, bit of a skidder, but that's okay. Come with me. Let's see what we've got on the cell checker. I do have one. Just as the sun is setting, let's give you the final verdict on the H-King Reno Aces Galloping Ghost. And you can take the battery out now. That was the stock for us. This is a 50C pack, 40 to 50C pack. Okay, and that was 5 minutes on that with 12% left in the pack. It will actually fly on a bigger pack as well. You can fly, I know Andres, you've been flying on a 4250 Bolt pack with this and you really like it, right? Bit more power, bit more duration. I think you got an extra minute or so, you said.
Yeah, it was a full extra minute.
Yeah.
And it was measurably faster.
Okay, well
yeah,
there you go.
Really good.
So that's an option. It's all about options and it's all about having fun, which is exactly what this model is. So this is the Galloping Ghost, the first of a mini series we're calling Reno Aces. I'm sure you get the meaning there. It's available right now, spare parts are available. Look out for a flight review of the other Reno Aces coming at some point later in the year. End of the summer or thereabouts, you'll see those too. But until then, really, really enjoy this model. I think you're gonna love it because it's a great flyer, both slow and fast. It's very predictable. It's a joy to fly, and what a stunning scheme as well, and you've got those choice of canopies. So, check that out on hobbyking.com. Thank you very much for watching. I'm now just gonna get a cheeky dust flight in with another plane that you might see soon. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.